Okay, let's take a look. We are given that y is equal to x to the negative 1/2 power. And it says, what happens to y as x gets larger? Well, this right here is a power function because it's in the form of x to some number p, right? And as you can see, p is equal to negative 1/2. And let me remind you guys, whenever we have a power function, if the p is less than 0, well, we are going to have this kind of picture in the first quadrant, just the first quadrant, okay? If p is less than 0, and again, in this case, our p is equal to negative 1/2. Well, our graph is going to be look like this. So it's actually a decreasing function, like it goes down like that. So what this means is that, as you can see, when x gets larger, meaning we move to the right, you will see that the y value will actually go down, right? Because it's dropping down. So the y value will actually decrease, and that will be the answer. So just say y will decrease, right? Y decreases. And that's it. Right? Because the curve looks like that. And before we go, I would like to remind you guys the shapes of power functions. And let's just look at the first quadrant, right? Whenever we have y is equal to x to the p's power, well, if p is greater than 1, and again, let's just look at the first quadrant. When p is greater than 1, the curve will look like this. It's curving up like that. And this is increasing at an increasing rate. We can also say this as the growing situation at an increasing rate, right? Going faster and faster. Next, when p is equal to 1 in the first quadrant, you will have a constant situation. It's just a line, because when p is equal to 1, you have x to the first power. This is just a linear function. So this is growing at a constant rate. The last situation that you have to know is when p is in between of 0 and 1. When p is equal to 0, x to the 0th power is just a constant. You get horizontal line. That's not so interesting. But if p is in between of 0 and 1, well, the curve will look like this. Curving up, like so. And again, we are just looking at the first quadrant. As you can see, when p is positive, all these curves will be increasing. But when the moment that p is negative, this curve is actually decreasing. That's why y decreases as x gets larger. So that will do it.